Hey y'all. Alright, so time for a new video. This one is going to be about intercessory worship, which is a term I kind of made up. I basically want to share with you something that has been a very enriching part of my prayer life and my singing to God for the past few years. And it's going to be a real simple idea, so I'll just unpack it for about 10 minutes and then you can sort of take it and do what you want to with it. So, intercessory worship. I'm borrowing, some of you may know the phrase intercessory prayer. So, intercessory prayer is basically a fancy way of saying praying on behalf of someone or praying for someone else, not yourself. The word intercede basically just means to go between something. So, when we are interceding for someone in prayer, it's sort of like we're going between God and the person. We're asking, God, will you bless this person, help them out, hook them up, all that stuff. That's intercessory prayer, right? So when I say intercessory worship, I want to offer you the idea of singing to God in a way that is about you going between one person and the Father, and you sort of do the singing here, right, between them both. Matter of fact, if you think about it, I think you can call sort of singing worship, that special type of worship, singing to God like we might do at church or like you might do in the car or like I do in my office, which is the room on the other side of this wall. Worship is basically, that singing worship, I should say, sorry if I want to be precise in my language, is a way of praying. It's just a way to express things to God and to engage Him and to be engaged by Him. It's a type of prayer, really. When we sing on Sundays, it's just a type of prayer. So, there's a way to do that, I've experienced, that can be about going between God and another person. So I'll give you some of the history about how this sort of sprang to life in me, and then I can maybe try to offer it to you in one more way so that you can take it and run. So here's a little bit of the history of how this started to happen with me. Several years ago, people at Radius, my sort of church congregation, we did this thing called the Box of Beauty. There was a woman several years ago who, while she was running, was sort of abducted by a guy and raped on the side of the road where no one could see her, and wrecked her body, wrecked her whole body, her spirit, and everything. She wound up in the hospital and stayed there for a while. And so we got wind of this happening, and a lot of us wrote letters and bought gifts for this girl and kept it all anonymous just to try and bless her and give her the sense that God was looking out for her and He was concerned and compassionate and there with her through the suffering and through the hell of it all. And so this one week, several years ago, I was writing a letter to this girl, and I had music playing in the background, and one of the songs that was playing was a song by Hillsong United called You'll Come. As I was writing that letter and listening to that music, this is going to sound kind of bizarre, by the way. I think it was really pleasing to God what I'm about to tell you, but it doesn't make it sound not strange. So I'm like writing this letter, I'm listening to the music, and I started to think about the story in the Bible of that woman who crawls to God through a crowd of people that she'd been bleeding for 10 years. No doctors could cure her. And she grabs the tassels of His garment, the corners of His robe, and power flows out of Him, and she's healed. I started thinking about that story, and I thought, man, how wonderful could it be if somehow this woman who's in the hospital right now, this young woman, if we could set it up to where she could crawl, if she could crawl through some people and grab Jesus' tassels, and then she could just be healed of this whole awful thing that has just happened to her. And I was like, well, of course there's no way for that to happen. That's an old story. But then my thoughts went to, what if there's a way I could kind of spiritually do that for her? And so I started to imagine, what if there was some way that I could crawl through a crowd, grab Jesus' tassels, the corner of His garments, and healing power start to come out of him onto me, and then I go, hold on, no, this is not for me. I'm doing this for that girl in the hospital that I'm writing a letter for, Jesus. Send the healing to her. And I was like, gosh, if there's just some way I could do that. And then I thought, well, there's no way I can literally do that, of course, but what if I just sang to God for her? I don't know how else to crawl to God, but to maybe just sort of turn my music on really loud and sing and draw near to him in that way, and then maybe in the process, just be like, send the healing to her. I don't know, it sounds goofy, it's so hard for me to articulate, but for the next hour or two, I had music blasting on my stereo. I'm like jumping around like I do sometimes when I want to worship God by myself. And as I'm singing these songs to God, I'm holding my picture of this girl in the ICU in my mind. And though I'm saying the sentences and lyrics of the song, my heart is pointed at, God, will you send healing to her? And it's so hard to articulate to you, but it's like as I sang, I was crawling to him, and I was getting his healing and saying, go there, Matter of fact, I remember there's like a bridge or a chorus in the song, You'll Come, gosh, okay, I'm not going to sing it because I'm not a singer. I sound terrible, but the chorus basically goes, chains being broken, oh gosh, I'm singing. Dun, 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 dun. Lives being healed. And I thought about this girl, chains being broken, lives being healed, eyes being opened, Christ is revealed. I'm like, God, I'm asking you to, as she's in the hospital and going through all this difficult stuff, will you open her eyes to see where you are in this whole hellish thing she's going through? Chains being broken, lives being healed, eyes being opened, Christ is revealed. And I remember that was me crawling, that was me interceding for her. I'm singing to God, but I'm interceding for her, right? So that little experience has given way to many instances since then where sometimes as I'm singing to God on a Sunday night or something like that, or in my car or in the office or something, I will sing to God in a way that is about this person, this intercessory in nature. So that's the vague idea. Practically speaking, here's how I often do that. I think sometimes it just means I hold the person in my head or in my heart as I sing to God on behalf of this person. And sometimes it means I literally will change the lyrics of a song so that I can sing them to be about the person. Okay. So there's a song I've been trying to learn the piano for a couple weeks, and it's something by a group called Intercessory Worship Circle, and the title is Put in Me. So I thought I needed to give you some kind of an example of how I might change a song to be intercessory in nature. Because a lot of the songs we tend to sing about to God are about what He's done for us. They use words like me and I all the time. So this song, let's see, the first verse goes, "Oh mercy, fall on me like a warm blanket, on my cold, cold heart. Clean me with your blood that turns me white on the inside. I'm on my knees again because I'm breaking your heart." And then the chorus goes, "Put in me what I cannot buy with gold. Put in me, O God, can restore my broken soul. Put in me what I cannot give myself." So the songs we sing to God tend to be about us, right? So sometimes I just would rather sing a song on behalf of someone else. So if I were going to take this song, "Put in Me" by In the Worship Circle, and intercede for someone through the song, here's how it might go. So let's say I'm singing for my mom. Her name is Carrie. And I'm trying to really join with God to help her get a clear understanding of the gospel. So I might do this for her. And so maybe I would go, "Oh mercy, fall on Carrie like a warm blanket on her cold, cold heart." So I'd swap out my for her. I'd swap out me for her name. "Clean her with your blood that turns me white on the inside. I'm on my knees again, 'cause she's breaking your heart." And I'm holding my mom's face in my mind the whole time I'm singing this. Put in her what she cannot buy with gold. Put in her, oh God, come restore her broken soul. Put in her what she cannot give herself. Put in her a clean heart. I can't believe I just sung on a video. Oh gosh, that's going to sound awful when I review it later, sorry. But so that's me being humiliated for your sake, because man, I just think I've experienced a lot of power and nearness with God in singing on behalf of other people. So that's pretty much what I want to offer you, intercessory worship. If there is someone who you have a burden for now, who you're praying for on a regular basis, try this. Try it by yourself, and try it at church if you go to church. Put on some music by yourself, get in a room by yourself, and see if you can find a song whose lyrics you can make about someone else and sing it on behalf of the person, like you're praying, or like you're the woman crawling to Jesus, grabbing the robes and sending the healing to someone else. And then if you go to like a church gathering on a Sunday or something like that, usually they're singing there, right? So why don't you try this? Just sort of a double dog dare. So maybe this Sunday, when you're driving to church that morning or that evening, if you get a radius like us weirdos, then on the drive there, consecrate the night to be about singing on behalf of this other person you love. Okay? Just give it one night. Let the singing not be about you. Hold the person in your mind and let it be a night of intercession through singing. See how it goes. Then it might be really nice and powerful. So, hope that's a blessing to you. That's it. Bye!